I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. As you well know. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and extreme sorrow and pain, hope and regret coursing through your veins. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, but despite his intentions for me, I never in truth. I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing. As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable in its primitive form. It can only be used to create and implant memories. But as more of it is completed, its power becomes strong. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as after all. That. I was wrong to implant. I just wanted them to feel as if... Why would I do something so meaning? But I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. Chief Amadia, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly... Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been... I know it sounds stupid after all. My life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up. I know. But there's nothing I can do. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight Sword, you mean? Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the Loom of Fate has already been completed. No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body. His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal. That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already. before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the— I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye. I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that, in the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and you remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic, after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered. To comfort me, my father told me a story, that this was a fairy tale world, where that story managed to dispel my fear. My goal was simple: to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was apt to implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story. I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most— all that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, but now, the bed—
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time. Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation? The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after the Loom of Fate, huh? Before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria. There's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took. However, the heavenly principles will awaken. You could just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror, he brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be. So ask yourself this. Of course, that's only one example. My feeling... Aether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested. There's just one thing I have to ask. Why? Why can't we continue?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of... Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled, but you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe to have a place like that. Well, would you think of that?
You mean...
I miss you too, Aether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes. This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory.
You're only telling me this now?
Still so sleepy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they... Oh, and Dane came by just now? He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya. Let's think for a second. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened. Wait, really? Well, what happened after that?
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?